Hello and welcome to this second video on our wildlife garden. And this one we're talking about hedgehogs. So this actually is our hedgehog feeding station. It did have a ramp and basically there's a lot of interest, particularly from a fox who sort of digs to try and get at the food. The reason for the feeding station is to try and stop the fox and other animals taking the hedgehog's food. So it's we bought this one, but you can make them, and it's kind of a labyrinth. And in this side here we have the bowl with hedgehog food, and we have seen on our camera trap the hedgehogs using the feeding station, which is rather exciting, but we've also seen the hedgehogs ourselves in the garden from time to time. They are nocturnal, so you wouldn't normally see them in the daytime, and if you do, it can be a sign that there's something up. Not always, but it's worth investigating. I will post links to the sites with all the expertise about hedgehogs. But hedgehogs in the UK are declining in number, partly because of road traffic, a lot because of habitat, and because we put these fences around our gardens, and hedgehogs need to roam. They roam about 2 to 4 kilometres a night sometimes, which to me is incredible when I think about running on a park run, which is 5 kilometres, and a hedgehog managing to do almost that with those tiny legs. That seems incredible, but anyway, they will travel through many gardens. So one thing you can do without even having to have a feeding station or anything is actually to cut a hole about the size of a CD case, so about 10 to 15 centimetres square, in your fence, so that they can get through, and to spread the awareness with your neighbours. Another problem for them is poisoning. They eat beetles, earthworms, various insect things, sometimes birds' eggs and what have you. And when people put things like slug pellets down, these obviously poison hedgehogs, and they poison the soil, they poison right the way through the food chain. So not using slug pellets or other chemicals that could be harmful in your garden is a great thing that you could do to help hedgehogs. Also, drowning, unfortunately, is a problem. So we have a pond, which I showed in the first video, but it has very, very gently sloping sides, and it's actually very shallow all the way around. So hedgehogs can swim, and they can end up in problems if they can't get out very easily, because they will just exhaust themselves. So making sure that your pond has either a man-made kind of ramp, maybe a plank or something, for them to climb out, or to design it so that it's very much hedgehog safe, is another great thing to do. We do have we have a compost heap here, so being very careful about compost heaps and bonfires, because they can find that they're nice snug places to stay, but obviously checking before you set fire to a bonfire, if you're going to have a bonfire, that there aren't any friends living in there. I think actually at the moment we haven't seen the hedgehogs, but we do have a house mouse, at least one house mouse that I've seen in the compost heap, and then going to eat the hedgehog's food. And be very careful what to put on here. We do have I've tucked it well away in an undisturbed area, a sort of habitat for hedgehogs if they wanted to use it. I don't know that it has been used, because we try not to disturb that area, but just tucked away in a little kind of woodland, very mini woodland, under the apple tree there. So yes, that's ways that you can help hedgehogs. and I will post links to, there are some fantastic websites, there's some fantastic charities who rescue hedgehogs, who raise awareness, and you can also help by supporting those charities and spreading awareness of how people can help support hedgehogs in their gardens. So, thank you.